I just want to give an update on those out there who have been following this situation. I haven't spoken about it. There's a restaurant out in Alberta, Whistle Stop Cafe. I've been following it, but you know what? There have been so many of these cases all over the place, which is good. It's a good thing. That means people are waking up. They're not afraid of the damn kangaroo government anymore, which has been creating such a scandal. Jason Kenney, another premier who is in on this whole lockdown business, imposed another lockdown. But this restaurant said, to hell with you. I'm going to continue to be open. And Albertans, they rallied around this restaurant. They came in droves. And now it's come out that restaurants in Alberta can now be open legally, which is good. This virus, which only kills less than 1% of people, Sweden never had a lockdown, their population doing great, Japan never had a lockdown, all this sort of, it's all control. We've established that. Anybody who says otherwise, fool! It's a fool. Yes, you're a fool. And so Jason said, look, Alberta is a very different kettle of fish than Ontario. I can quite literally be destroyed politically, where I won't even be elected to pick up dog doo-doo in the park if I continue down this road. So restaurants can open. So it's a sign that, look, if you stick together and you keep up the pressure, keep it up, eventually the New World Order has to bend. They have no choice. They can't. Are they going to lock up everybody in Alberta or most people? They can't do that. The province will collapse. So that's just something that I wanted to mention. Now, restaurants in Alberta can finally be open, but that doesn't mean that people in Alberta or all across the country and the world should rest. Continue to keep up the pressure. Life has to go back to normal 100%. And I would even say that some reparations need to be paid out for all the trouble that the New World Order has caused us. But one step at a time. Don't relax, because if you relax, then they might, come back again. But I just wanted to mention that. Now on to the Conservative Party of Canada, Erin O'Toole, which I will not be supporting. I get too many red flags from Erin O'Toole, and now he has banished Pierre Polievre to the backbenches, meaning that Pierre Polievre is no longer a part of the shadow cabinet, the opposition cabinet in Parliament. He is in the backbenches. Erin O'Toole did a major cabinet reshuffle, and Pierre Polievre was one of the victims. Now, Pierre Polievre is a very popular member of Parliament, especially amongst Conservatives. I mean, he gives his base what they want. He stands up for the people who elected him, and he's against a lot of these restrictions and all this stuff as well. I mean, he is spoken out. I mean, he doesn't care. He really doesn't care. And it's a shame that he never ran to become leader of the Conservative Party, because I, as an independent, would have supported him. I'm very wary of the Conservative Party of Canada and all conservative parties in Canada, especially right now. It just seems to me that every single one of them are a bunch of sellouts. I mean, look at Doug Ford. And so I am very, very, very wary about supporting any conservative in that party. And the reason I won't be supporting Aaron, number one, he got rid of, what's the guy's name there? He got rid of, what's the guy from, the guy with the beard there. Who did he get rid of? What was the guy's name again? Oh, for crying out loud. His name will come to me. I'm sure people are now screaming the name out. And I'm sorry, but Derek Sloan, for God's sakes. Derek Sloan, he got rid of him. He got rid of Derek Sloan because some white supremacist sent Derek Sloan a donation. Derek Sloan didn't know it was a white supremacist. But when he found out, he tried to give the money back, but Erin O'Toole still fired him. And now Erin O'Toole is banishing one of the most ardent, freedom-loving populist members within his caucus to the backbenches. So, look, I'm not going to give Erin O'Toole the benefit of any doubt. I will not risk having another spineless jellyfish who claims to be, who runs on being a freedom-loving populist, anti-establishment individual like Doug Ford did, only to be 10 times worse than them. Not going to do it. I won't do it. I refuse to do it. And when I see red flags like this coming from Erin O'Toole, it just leads me to believe that anyhow he ever gets power, he's going to be just as bad, if not worse, than Doug Ford is right now. What I want is, in the next election, for him to get a minority, which is supported by the PPC. I'm not supporting conservative. I won't do it. I will not risk it. They shouldn't get a majority. I don't think any party should get a majority next election. I mean, the PPC, I guess so, but that's never going to happen. They won't even get a minority, but they can do damage, just like the Social Credit Party did in the 1979 election, where you had Joe Clark, who was really no different than Pierre Trudeau. Really, he wasn't, and he's still. I don't even know if he is a conservative. He's what people in Canada call a red Tory, who is a very liberal conservative. And the Social Credit said, "Hey, they got elected in the 1979 election to." They didn't get elected, but enough of them got elected where Joe didn't get a majority, got a minority, had to rely on them. But he was such an arrogant fool that he thought he had a majority and he could just steamroll over them. And he ended up only being prime minister for like a month or two or half a year. So that's what I'm hoping for. And hopefully, I don't think Erin would be dumb enough to do that to the PPC if that were to happen. Praise God, if that were to happen. But I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I refuse. I don't trust him. I don't want him to win a majority. I don't want him to get a majority. I don't want Justin Tacky and Mac Daddy Trudeau to win. I don't want that. I don't want his Uncle Tom to win either. Jagmeet Singh. I don't want him to win either. I want the Greens to win either. The Greens are... There's no difference between the Greens and Justin Tacky and Mac Daddy. I don't know why they don't just form... There are some differences between the NDP and the Liberal, but not with the Greens. I don't know why the Greens and the Liberals don't become one party. I don't know why there's no difference between them. Not one that I can find. They're both globalists. They both they're hypocrites. They both are stooges of the New World Order. They both would destroy nationalism. They both subscribe to Agenda 2030. There's no difference between them. But Erin O'Toole is going to do exactly what Doug Ford is doing and Brian Pallister is doing and Jason Kenney is doing. He is a sellout. He talks freedom and blah, blah, blah. He hasn't mentioned one thing about this whole, the evil of these just draconian drop of a hat lockdown. He hasn't said anything about it. He hasn't said anything, but he's not strong on those issues. He has this. He wants to have this aura of being, patriot and all this sort of thing. He's not. He's not. I don't know if it's just because he just uses that to get elected, or he's afraid. But either one is unacceptable. So I don't trust Erin O'Toole to get a majority. I will be voting for the PPC. I have my differences with them. But I saw an interview with Maxime Bernier on The Rebel where he said, no, if I were to become prime minister, this lockdown stuff is over. It's over. This mask stuff is over. It makes no sense. It's over. It's finished. And I've been waiting for someone to say that. He said it is over 100%. Now, is he lying? It could be. Politicians lie. But, I can trust him because he's come out and said it. Now, if he doesn't deliver on that, then there's a problem. And his career is over. But the fact is that he has at least said it. Erin O'Toole hasn't said that. So I'll support PVC. Even when all of this is over, all of this lockdown stuff is over, I still can't forgive people like Doug and Brian and Jason, and I won't be trusting Erin O'Toole. I won't do it. He has no business getting a majority, in my opinion. I don't think he will. I don't even think he's going to win, to be perfectly honest with you. I think it's going to be, at most, he's going to get a minority. Now, whether the PPC will get enough MPs elected to be able to prop up that minority is up for debate. But I don't know if that'll happen, but I'll do my damn best to try and make that happen. But now Erin O'Toole has gotten rid of Derek Sloan. And Erin O'Toole has gotten rid of, well, he hasn't really gotten rid of Pierre Polievre, but he's trying to hide him. Which just confirms that he's a wolf in sheep's clothing, Erin. I'm not supporting him. You must be out of your mind. I'm not voting conservative this time. With him as leader. Now, I don't think I could support I'm not a conservative. I'm an independent. But you see, here's the thing. The conservatives usually are the party which espouse, freedom, which espouses nationalism and all this sort of stuff, which I support. But I'm not a conservative. But I usually tend to go for them because that's what they, 9 times out of 10, they will espouse those views, which I strongly believe in. But that doesn't mean I'm a conservative. But I would consider voting for them if they got rid of Erin and put someone like Derek Sloan. But you don't just put any old fool up there. Because I'm wary of all those people. You get rid of Erin and you put, I don't know, Michelle Rempel or whoever, Lisa Raitt or Rona Aber. I'll still not to, because I'm wary of all of them right now. I'm wary of all of them right now. They're all a bunch of hypocrites. They're sneaky. They're cowardly. No. And they'll backstab us. Just like Doug Ford did. Ever since Doug Ford did what he did, I'm very wary of these major parties. No. Anyway, that's what I have to say on that. And good job for that restaurant in Alberta, Whistle Stop Cafe, for sticking to their guns, not being afraid of police and threats and the government and these stupid lockdowns. And now the government of Alberta has bent to the will of the people, not the other way around, and continue the pressure. This is